Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to Monster Hunter Wilds. We're just going to be hunting, I don't know, some monster today as a yap. And as you can tell from the title, comfort is greater than optimization. Now, you may be saying, what the hell? No, it's not statistically. Funny number, go higher. And like, yes, you're right. However, in the midst of people discussing difficulty of Monster Hunter, I just felt like I'd throw my 2 cents in and say, yeah, if you're going to optimize your build, the game's going to be easy. Why are you upset that you optimizing to have the highest numbers possible make monster die faster? And I think, and to those of you that are struggling with Monster Hunter Wilds, because obviously it could be someone's new game, I'm here to convince you, you don't need to optimize your build. Find a build that is comfortable for you. Then later on, when you're more used to the mechanics, you're more used to monsters, you get hit less, then I'd recommend optimizing. Just so that you're not jumping off the 100-foot dive into the pool. Now you're just jumping into the ball pit and having a good time. Because me, I've played these games since I played. First game was Monster Hunter 4. Went back to well, technically it's Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii. Played Monster Hunter 4, went back to Tri, 3U, played Generations, and looking for a good thing to play Portable Third on. And I also do plan on playing Monster Hunter 1 and DOS eventually. So I am what the youth refer to as a Monster Hunter veteran. Maybe not a full veteran, but I've served my time in the trenches. And, I played World and I played Rise, and I think both of them are... You could argue Rise is the easiest of them all, because you, the Hunter, have so much mobility, but the monsters also hit harder, so it's variable. But to show off my build, well, not this one. Also, the music is getting louder. I am a Lance player. I enjoy the Lance the most. It is my weapon of choice, and here is my build. One sec. There it is. It is Jin Dahad. Oh, let me, yeah. Jin Dahad, head, Fulgur chest, Dahad braces, Fulgur waist, and Dahad greaves, because this gives me maximum might, agitator, and it also gives divine. I slotted in divine blessing and stuff. I have refresh. I have footing jewel. I have recovery 1, because recovery 1's actually really good in this game. And then obviously I have a mighty jewel to get maximum might. And from the set bonuses I get, you get Fulgur Anjanath's Will, which is second wind, which gives you a tiny little bip of stamina that does not affect maximum might, because maximum might is you get increased bonuses when your stamina is full. With Fulgur Anjanath's Will, at that little bip, that stamina bar moving doesn't affect maximum might, so you essentially, with the Lance at least, you don't use that much stamina. It gives you essentially permanent maximum might, which is very nice, and so you don't have to worry about getting up things. And then Jin Dahad's Revolt, there's adapt on the armor, so you don't have to worry about hot and cold drinks. And then also a binding counter is nice because it gives you stat bonuses for getting out of binds and clashes. I almost forgot the word for clashes. I was about to say shield fight, but that's incorrect. And then I'm just running a Wexploit thing and whatnot, and then I'm running Corrupted Mantle. Anyway, we're just gonna hunt something. What we're gonna hunt? I don't know. Can hunt a Mizu. Let's just see if we can't get a tempered Mizu or something. Tashin from Sild's offering me a meal. No thanks, I think I'll go hungry. Let me eat food first. But yeah, there's been discussions about difficulty in Wilds. And I think, is the game harder than other Monster Hunters? I wouldn't say so, no. Is it easy? I suppose that's a matter of opinion, really. Yeah, we'll go Moxie. And then we'll go... just always go Medic Meal. Save some health potions. Also, I'm sorry if this is like rambling. I'm literally just booted up and just started talking. Mostly because this some online Twitter discussion and a big 4-hour video by a Monster Hunter Meat Man going around. Once again, I've said this before. I've said it once. I'll say it 1,000 more times. Monster Hunter fans have a what's it? They cannot see their own skill at the game. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, let me check the map. So Shia, scary. Jindahan, Lionel Mason, Wounded Hollow. Damn, is there really?
Yeah.
Whatever. I might have an investigation of a. I do not. You know, let me just fight a Temper Darkfield.
Make sure you're prepared.
It doesn't really matter what weapon you take. I mean, what's my... Yeah, I'll just use this weapon. Whatever, man. Monster Hunter players have a bad time seeing their own skill at the game. I don't know why. I think because I think the old games are a little janky. So it's like you can't be as smooth and fluid as like your ability is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that definitely affects a lot of people's cranium. Because obviously in the old game you didn't really like, you couldn't dodge in all the ways you could now. You can't, you know, you can't run around and heal yourself, right? So it's it's kind of sluggish, I guess would be the term. But now that the games are faster, people haven't even adapted to that for some reason. And like also a lot of Monster Hunter players have like they see. Oh, I fucked that timing up, eh? They see inconvenience as difficulty. Wow, I suck. Oh. I forgot that Dragon Blade. Remember how I said I suck? I forgot Dragon Blade actually affects Slinger Pods too. Trying to yap and play Monster Hunter at the same time. A perceived view of... They also see the inconvenience as difficulty. So like there's still Monster Hunter players that are mad about radial menus, believe it or not. Like I remember a few people I know getting so fucking pissed they couldn't turn radial menus off that they didn't even pick up wilds. Like legit, their reason was radial menus. Now, I understand being annoyed at not being able to like turn off certain mechanics. That's fine. I've not hit this monster very much. But to it sort of like delivers my point of a lot of Monster Hunter players think inconvenience is difficulty. So they think just because you had to stand around and flex in the old games that made them difficult, or just because you can restock in the new ones, the old ones are harder. I've played Monster Hunter 4U and 3U recently, and I'm sure there's probably plenty of people will agree with me on this. Don't put down the damn thing, put on the Corrupted Mantle. If I had the ability to restock in Monster Hunter 3 or 4, nothing would have changed. Nothing would have changed. The game is not hard because I can go back to camp and restock, or is hard because I can't do that. Like me as a player, sometimes I'll go on like long hunting sprees without restocking. It's literally not changed anything about my gameplay. And honestly, it's just good for new players. And I want new players to get into this game because I love this game. So if new players who aren't cracked at Monster Hunter like I am don't have to worry about running out of potions, more power to them. Okay, Ron Perlman, very rude. Ron Perlman, fuck the off. Ron Perlman, fuck the off. If you don't know, the Blancos look like Ron Perlman. Really? Excuse me while I just... Don't put down the grill. Drink a potion. I think I'm gonna swap to my Granathian gun lance, or lance here. Because he's been paralyzed twice, I doubt he's gonna get paralyzed much more. Especially because I don't have, if I took a specialist meal, it would have been fine. Yeah. Where was I? Right. So Monster Hunter games have never been ones to even like pride themselves on difficulty. They're not Souls games, even though they have very similar mechanics. But like even like Monster Hunter's base difficulty has always been easier, and then they add something that's crazy hard. Happens every single time, right? Because in 4, like the difficulty didn't really ramp until you got to like Gore Magala. Although you can argue Rathalos was a bit of a wall because the camera in that game was a bit rough if you didn't have a C stick. But like in World, like base World isn't that hard, right? The first roadblocks were Anjanath, Rathalos, and Diablos, but those are always kind of roadblock monsters. Well, Anjanath, you know, he's already a longtime friend, so I say always, even though he's only been in 2 games, not counting Fulgur. Fulgur's also only been in 2 games. We're the Anjanath brothers, we've only been in 2 games. I'm not warmed up right now. Okay. And then after the roadblock monsters, it's a bit rough because obviously you don't have high rank armor yet, but once you get high rank armor, it equalizes itself pretty easily. Now this varies, right? I think World's high rank was probably a little harder than Rise's high rank, but I think that's because World had a lot more Elder Dragons, although Rise also had a fair bit of Elder Dragons. Pop the wound here. Normally I wouldn't pop the wound, but I'm about to get up, so I might as well get another wound pop. And it got me a knockdown, so it actually was favorable. He's fucking upset. I really would like to get out of this corner. But I mean, if he's just gonna keep missing, that's fine. Yowie! But yeah, where was I? I've already lost my train of thought because I'm getting my ass kicked in the corner here. Hold on. Excuse me, pardon me. I'd like to throw things at you, please. I missed. Oh, the piercing pot's forever satisfying. Hit my cat, not me. Hit my cat, not me. That's me. Ow. Luckily, oh, and he's bringing me a heal. Luckily, Recovery 1 is insane in this game. But to deliver to sort of maybe not wrap up what I'm saying, but to continue on my train of thought is, I think like a lot of it is also like Monster Hunter players like I don't know, I don't know if this is a new thing from World, because I don't remember this discourse about generations, but I'm sure it was there. But also like Monster Hunter was a lot smaller at that point. That was a power clash? I thought I'd just get the parry there. I'm not really worried about clearing my Dragon Blight with the Rathalos Lance because, one, he's not like super weak to element, and also his chains, which I've been hitting a lot, are immune to elemental damage. Just like, I don't know what happened. I guess World brought in a lot of Soulsborne fans and people who don't really know Monster Hunter, and I'm not saying that as like an insult, they just literally don't. I didn't get the parry there, really? So they just see Monster Hunter, or saw Monster Hunter as another Soulsborne game. So they expect it to be that way. I got a knock there off the little shield bench, that's crazy. And also I think a lot of like gaslighting is going around in Monster Hunter community right now with the difficulty thing. Or like just in general. Because like, does Wilds have a lot of Elder Dragons? No, it's got one. One official one, one pseudo one. Ah! Well, two pseudo ones. Do you have a turf war I should worry about? Youch! Sorry, buddy, I got a Gormagala, this is mine. And, well, obviously, there's also just straight up people lying, like, right ahead Tazgore. And once again, I'm not going to go into that, because there's a whole video on that by Monster and Meatman. I'm not just going to reiterate his points. But also, to discuss the title of this video is... I forgot he had a grab attack. Also, that delay was crazy. It's probably gonna... No, I didn't. Fuck. Your right chain link's broken, so I need to break the left one now. I missed. If you were, this is like more of a tip for new or like players who are struggling with Monster Hunter Wilds, because you know there's people that definitely struggle. Arkfeld is nothing to sneeze at. Find a build that is comfortable with you. Find a build that fits multiple weapons. Like this build I'm running here, I use it for a few weapons. I use it for greatsword. I use it for hammer. I use it, you know, and then I have a different build that I use for dual blades, longsword, gun lance, insect glaive. You know, it's just. Comfort is better than optimization a lot of times in terms of just your ability to play the game. And I'm not saying that you're bad at the game or whatever. I'm saying for your comfort, comfort's better than optimization. Because it's much easier to play the game without having to worry about having the highest number possible. Whatever helps you survive against the monster and kill it, you're going to have more fun than optimization. Especially if you're new. Unless you're one of those players who loves optimization, then obviously that message isn't for you. Yep. Maybe I should have like scripted this video out, I don't know, but I just felt like yapping as I poke a monster to death. I was hoping to fight a 6-star Tempered Mizu, but we can only ever find ourselves so lucky. Also, whenever people say don't bring your Palico, don't listen to them. Once again, if you're one of those players who doesn't want to bring their Palico, then obviously a message isn't for you. But if you're a casual player and people are harping on you for your bringing a Palico, tell them to stuff it. From yours truly. I love retaliation. Could you let me at that wound on your backside, please? I promise I can be trusted with that wound on your backside. Woo. There we go. That was a whole lot of nothing going on that. Well, that wasn't the wound on the backside, but it was a wound in general. Just gonna pop the wound just for potential knock. Yep. Might be able to get the tail here. I don't know if the tail breaks twice. I can't remember. Never mind, it breaks once. I'll always go for a combat card because you'll never get punished. See? I'm dead. Woo! Alright, we're good. See, never punished. It would have been really funny if I carded right there, though, that being said. Also, funny thing, so if you have if you've got your Palico up to being able to revive you after you card once, and you get carded, but he's in the funny airship or doing something, he will finish his airship's, like, timer, and then he'll revive you. So you could be laying there for, like, a minute before he reses you, and it's very funny. Because you think they would just, like, oh, the cat would just hop out, but it's I don't know, it's just way funnier that it has to finish its thing. Gotta get these ancient relics. I'm surprised Arkfeld and Gore don't have a turf war, to be honest. But yeah, to wrap up, it was a yap session of literally no rails. This TLDR, Monster Hunter Wilds isn't easier than other games. It's just about as easy, because these games have never been that difficult. And also comfort, like a disillusion. Ooh, what is this? I think Adrenaline is pretty whatever. It might be alright. I can see, maybe there's a build out there that can make it work, but but that is going to be that. If you made this far in the video, thank you for watching, like and subscribe, or don't. I am not your mother, but you better brush your teeth and have a good one. Bye-bye.